I want to talk about suicide because this is a personal thing for me, um, as I'm sure it is for many other people too, sadly. But, there's a couple of things I want to reference. One of them is I had a cousin who committed suicide, and it was about 25 years ago, I want to say now, because my cousin had a son, and I won't say any names out loud just for privacy aspects, but my cousin had a son who was very young at the time when he ultimately committed suicide. I think he was like maybe 1 or 2 years old. He was very, very young. And, we it was devastating when we found out this news. I remember I was like 18 or 19 years old. So I was like right in the middle of that hockey career I was talking about. And it was devastating to hear that news because I grew up with this cousin. He was the closest cousin to me in age. And we spent a lot of time together. He lived with our family for a little bit. He came up. He had some troubles when he was growing up, got into some trouble, had some real struggles with relationships. Obviously felt a lot of stress around having a kid at such a young age because I think he was probably, oh, geez, I don't even know. Like, I want to say like 16 or 17 years old or something like that. It's been so long ago. I forget the specifics of it, but I just saw what it did to my family. And I want to actually ground the conversation in that too, that it was a tragedy. It was painful. It was horrible. It was something, it's a call you never, ever want to receive. And then when I look at it from a duality perspective as well, which I choose to do, it also brought our family together in a way like we had never ever experienced before. It brought everybody closer together. The hugs that we had were tighter. The amounts of times that we chose to say I love you out loud got greater. So there was a lot of really amazing things that happened as a result of that tragedy. And I think that there's an analogy in there for all things in life from a suffering and a pain perspective, that if you look at it close enough and you allow yourself to see it, there's actually a lot of healing that can come from pain and from struggle and from death, even, death of identity, death of the human body, everything in between. And on that note too, I know that we don't ultimately, or, I choose to believe that we don't disappear from this existence. Our soul and our spirits live on. We come back in whatever shape and form it ends up being. And I was listening to a podcast the other day with Aubrey Marcus, and I can't remember the name of the doctor, but I'll link it up in the show notes. But Aubrey Marcus brought up the point of, let's talk about this virus. Let's talk about the fact that it's an upgrade to the system, that viruses don't ultimately want to kill the human body. They're there to constantly evolve and allow for that evolution. But it does kill people. And for whatever reason, due to age, due to pre-existing conditions, comorbidities, whatever it might be. And that he asked this doctor, like, what do you say to those people that when you say that, this virus is actually here to help us grow, and they've lost people, what do you say to them? And he said, death is the ultimate upgrade. And when I heard that, I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, it is the ultimate upgrade. Yes, of course, you leave your human body and your 3D self, but you actually get to go into a whole different dimension of being. And then whatever happens from there, I don't know. I haven't experienced it yet, and I can't put it into words, but I know that I've been down this journey to explore that and figure out how to get into those states of higher dimension and to ultimately understand it better. And that's an obsession of mine. I'm constantly curious, as you can see here. Be curious, and be brave. Talking about death is not something that gives me comfort. It's it requires some bravery to actually speak it out loud. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed that clip and you want to watch the full unedited episode, go ahead and click over here. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe. It really does mean a lot to me. Thanks so much.